Right now the market is doing what markets always do when there's a messy story, it's pricing the risk. But what's happening now is not just about scandal or hype, it's about whether Supermicro can convert its engineering and manufacturing edge into predictable revenue and healthier margins while convincing big institutions to trust it again. Investors are looking for shipments, margins, and governance fixes, and that's what we'll map out for you today. SMCI is still the name people name drop when they talk about liquid-cooled AI racks, and that matters because power efficiency and time to deployment are suddenly the keys for hyperscalers. Supermicro's tech actually solves the physical problem that next-gen GPUs create. Yet the stock trades like a governance-traumatized company because it lost its auditor, faced regulatory scrutiny, and had a delayed filing, all of which made institutions run for cover. And the real kicker, SMCI reported a Q1 $5.0 billion revenue print with a gross margin around 9.3%, low for hardware, and then issued guidance that implies a massive ramp if shipments align. That gap, between what they reported and what they say is coming, is creating huge swings and a very volatile risk-reward setup. If you own SMCI or are tempted, today you are watching whether the company turns that backlog and capability into revenue this quarter, and whether auditors, compliance, and margin recovery make the buy-side feel safe again. Why this matters now, power limits, Vera Rubin, and who wins the race. What's happening now is not only about chips, it's about electricity and deployment speed. Hyperscale data centers are not just buying raw performance, they're asking, can we deploy 100,000 GPUs without blowing up the facility or paying absurd power cost premiums? Can the server vendor get systems out fast enough so our capacity ramps don't slip? If the answer is yes and a vendor can provide validated, rack-scale, liquid-cooled solutions, they win a lot of business. Supermicro says it supports NVIDIA's upcoming Vera Rubin/HGX Rubin platforms and has expanded rack-scale liquid cooling capacity. That's exactly the lever hyperscalers need. Those aren't small updates, they are strategic tech enablers for the next generation of AI data centers. So the market's focal point today is SMCI just talk plus backlog, or can it execute reliably at scale right now? Execution equals revenue equals sentiment flip. The two uncomfortable truths you must hold at once. You need to accept both. Governance matters. When Ernst & Young resigned as auditor and the company delayed filings, institutional money pulled back. Regulators, DOJ/SEC probes were reported, and a messy audit transition to BDO left SMCI with a trust discount. Until institutions get a clean year audit track record, the multiple probably stays muted. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me, or hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Engineering and manufacturing matter more to hyperscalers. When your client is ordering thousands of racks for Vera Rubin-class GPUs, they don't care about headlines so much as whether the rack will keep the GPUs cool and online. Supermicro's direct liquid cooling and building block modular approach are real operational advantages that are hard to retrofit. That drives orders and, if executed, drives revenue. Both are true, and both drive price. The stock will move when the market becomes confident that SMCI's operational wins are more important than its past governance problems. The numbers that are painting the picture today. Let's be blunt and precise. These are the load-bearing facts investors are watching. Q1 FY 2026 revenue $5.0 billion, miss versus some earlier, higher guidance, and gross margin 9.3%, a meaningful contraction versus prior year levels. That suggests pricing pressure, cost pressure, or product mix effects. Management has guided and/or updated FY 2026 outlooks toward a $33-36 billion range, and they reported substantial design wins or backlogs slated for future delivery. If these backlogs become recognized revenue in coming quarters, the stock's valuation story changes fast. The auditor drama and regulatory attention happened in 2024 to 2025, AY resignation, DOJ/SEC document subpoenas, delayed 10K, and that has made many institutional investors cautious. Rebuilding trust takes time, auditors' clean year track records matter. These are not minor details. They form the tug-of-war, operational upside versus trust risk. Mounting competition, why Dell and HPE matter, and why SMCI still has a real edge. This is urgent, the competitive landscape is heating up. Dell and HPE are aggressively pushing into AI infrastructure, bundling servers, networking, storage, and software, and that matters because buyers increasingly want one throat to choke for whole-stack solutions. Large incumbents can undercut on price and offer integrated warranties and services that hyperscalers respect. But here's the nuance you should hold: SMCI's mode is not brand scale, it's specialized manufacturing and liquid cooling capability. Big players are retrofitting or trying to build similar capacity, but retrofits take time and validation. Hyperscalers move slowly when it comes to replacing the guts of their data centers. Supermicro's building block solutions, modular, pre-qualified components, gives fast customization cycles and quicker time to deploy, a critical advantage when customers are racing for performance within power constraints. So the competition is real and meaningful. But if you care about time to deploy and power-limited installations, SMCI's pitch is compelling, and that's what buyers are paying for today. Liquid cooling, the boring tech that's suddenly everything. Here's a vivid example to make the tech stick. Imagine you're trying to cool 10 regular light bulbs in a shoebox versus keeping a furnace inside your kitchen. At some density, fans and vents aren't enough, you need plumbing. That plumbing is liquid cooling. Next-gen GPUs generate so much thermal energy that air cooling is reaching physical limits for dense clusters. Liquid cooling removes the heat more efficiently, reduces power waste for cooling, and lets you pack more compute per rack. Supermicro has been building native liquid-cooled racks and claims improved deployment speed and power savings. Management often cites up to 40% power reduction in some comparisons. In a world where data center power budgets are the binding constraint, a 40% improvement is not incremental, it's transformational and could hit Smci to $1,500 in coming decade. Buyers aren't just buying compute, they're buying usable, deployable compute within their real-world power cages. That's the heart of SMCI's pitch. Note this as well. Do you want peace at heart? John 1:29 tells us that, the next day John seeth Jesus coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 7. I appeal to you to fear God and obey his law. For his commandments are sure and his word everlasting. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful information. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Wait, watch and pray. See you in the next video according to God's will.